Hello and welcome back to Starmade, my friends. My name is Rabenschild. Today we are not on the Squadron server again. We are still in my test world where I built these turrets. I think I built this one last time, but I have modified it recently. Let me first say sorry for not uploading earlier. I didn't have real time in the beginning of the week to do more stuff, but now we are back into the dev builds. There's a bit of talk about the dev builds, and on the Star side podcast, they talked about not using the dev builds because it's no use anyways. And I see it the same way, kind of. But again, with the turrets, I want to be a bit more prepared. And I'm back here in my test world to show you some things that I found after the last time. I don't know when I did my tests, or in what version of the dev builds I did my last test, but now we are in 0.19221, and we can see that down there, left in the left corner, left of the FPS, we can see the version number. So you can see, I think I built this the last time after I was finished with this turret, and I built some more here because now I can show you things that happened. I've made this small little ship here to have a ship that can fire at stuff, and now we can see that there's no damage, but we can see this shield effect below the base of the turret, and this shield effect also happens when we attack the body. We will start calling this the barrel and this the body of the turret, and I think I will do that with all the turrets I'm building, just to be sure. We can see the nice shield effect. Now, the shield, I don't know if that was the case with the last update too. I didn't test it. That was a bit of a failure, but at least in this version, it is true that the shields are getting transferred, and also the energy is getting transferred. So we can take a look at this turret, for example. I'm testing out new designs for anti-missile turrets, and we will do one more today, I think. You can see this is only barrels and the computers and nothing more, and it works very, very nice if I can hit the right button before. So we have the ability now to just go with the barrels, with the computers, everything works. We can also, and that seems to be new, because that I think wasn't the case in the last video, as far as I know. We can now have, or we can now go without faction modules. You can see that this turret is factioned. You can see that by the green markers here. And the only faction module I have is on the main ship or on the main station. So turrets will be automatically factioned now, so that, yeah, you can also save up on the faction module. I've done the same thing here. This is just a bit of a bigger version of the kind of this turret with missiles, so that I have kind of a smaller version of this turret, because this turret still has the shield, still has all the stuff up there in the top of the thing, and this is lacking all of that, and is just a bit of hull and the missile, yeah, the missile modules and the damage beam modules. One thing we can take a look at is what I changed with this turret. So I should go back into the build block and use that to get around. But I hope you can stay with me here and be patient. So this thing is completely empty now. I took out everything except the damage beam modules and the missile turrets, the missile modules, even the damage beams I had in the middle, because damage beams are just not worth it. Not worth it. The missile modules are the best way to go with. So, and I had to remove a lot of the material here. One thing you have to take a look at now is the weight of the whole thing. So, this barrel that I had, the kind of filled barrel with the the barrel filled in the middle with all the energy modules and the shield modules and all that stuff, is too heavy for this turret. This thing turned, or stopped kind of turning. Very, very slow turn rates, and that was because this barrel was just too heavy. I think I can make this one heavier. What I could do, because I also emptied out this whole thing except some energy storage I left in there. So this thing is relatively light now, and I also had to lighten this thing, so the turn rates of this turret go up again. What you can also do is use the rail mass enhancer. As far as I know, or as far as I hope, they work also on the turrets. You kind of have to upgrade the main ship with them and give them power so that everything with the rails works out nicely and works out fast. It's neat. It's really neat. We can... Let me start a bit of a pirate attack just to give you the side of these turrets working. This one will not work because it is set to nothing at the moment. It was set to C. This is the turn rate of the turret now. It is fairly fast. The other ones are faster, sure, but I think it works out. Let me go into the build blocks before I get shot here. It can still turn with the pirate ships. That was not the case before. Let's wait until these pirates are done for. That sadly still takes a while. The missiles are fairly slow when it comes to recharge, and the other weapons don't seem to work really well. I think on the Squadron server we made the AI better at shooting and stuff, I think. I will wait a bit and come back to you when the ships are destroyed, and then we will start to build a small missile turret, or anti-missile turret. So all the pirates are destroyed. That's good. I want to start with setting up an anti-missile turret. This is nothing really special, because anti-missile turrets, yeah, everybody has built one. What I need is a relatively flat missile turret, small, but it can be relatively wide, and that's wide. Wide, not white, wide. Let's set that up. This thing is too kind of high for me, or the height is okay. As far as I think I can get it at least a bit smaller. What I want to do is I want to make it so it has a better not turn rate. The turn rate is not what I want to. It cannot fully turn kind of up. That's what it can't do, and that And that is the main thing I want to have. I want to have the turrets being able to shoot in all the directions, kind of above them and to all their sides. For my ship later, because I still can't wait for the update. This is still nerve-wracking that they take so much time to update this. Good, we start out by using this axis again, and then we come out of our build block. We need another. Let's buy some more. I think we should buy some more ship cores. Take quantity 1000 just to have some. I don't know how many I still have in my inventory, and I think I should have some on kind of on demand. Good. Okay, we just take this ship core. By the way, we can also see how it just changes the faction then, and we will go and use this rail docker here. And again, turn it so that the arrow is down. Oh, there is someone at the door. Let me make a short pause. We'll be back in a second. So, sorry for the short break. The mailman was it. And he brought a package, and that had to be opened. So, okay, let's continue the build. So what I have now again is the ship core with the I just had a bit of chocolate, and we can, as we did the last time, take the rail docker and dock it to the axis. That should work now. And now we will build kind of the undercarriage, the body of the turret. We need nothing anymore, that's a good thing. So we can just take some blocks, add that up. I want to have a relatively flat design. So we will take an axis here and have it turned that way. Then we can just add a block here and maybe make some wedges here. Wedges, slopes here around the thing to have it nice and rounded. And man, I really like the new turret mechanics. It's so cool to play around with them. And it's man, again, it could all change constantly, but I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't do that. That would be not nice if they change too much, because then I had to take apart all my prototypes, kind of. Okay, let's just make another block at now we have to make a bit of a decision. I want to have the ship core kind of on the top of the whole thing. No, don't move. And we take the axis, no, the rail docker to this side. Just turn it so it has the right orientation. And we take another block to complete that for now. So what we do now is we put some wedges on the back, just turn them around this way, and that should be enough to give us enough movement in the thing so that we can have a wider range of, or a wider firing arc. I don't know if that's the real word. Let's connect it and just dock it. So, can we turn it around fully? No, we can't, but I think that's enough. We can fire completely up, and otherwise the turret has to turn around. Let's go back in it, turn it down a bit, and then we can add our guns. So what I need is a cannon barrel and another cannon barrel, and we need the cannon computers. I think I will hide them in the structure, and we use this one for here. We can connect this gun or cannon computer to it, so we have a fast firing cannon, and then we just add the Bobby AI, bring it to here, and then we can just we could also hide. Let's try that. We bring that just back here, because this is just for yeah, the extra effect. Let us add some of these blocks here, and now we just add some wedges here just to give it a bit of a nicer look. I like this. This will be, I think, I hope at least, that in the future we can use this as our okay, we can, oh, okay, we have to change the ship core to make changes to the body. Good. Let's do that. I just want to finish this up. I want to test one thing before we go on and end the episode. I think I'm building too much. This is just ridiculously cool. I'm really a big fan of this. Okay, we have now a 4 high anti-missile turret, and I think it looks really nice. Let's do this. One more thing. Man, I'm a big fan of that. I'm a really big fan of that. We can reach everything. Let's set up the gun so we can shoot it. And you can still see we can fire, so we have energy. And it says power failure, but I think that is kind of a false positive or something like that. So this works out nicely. One thing let's take a look at it. I like it. This is what we will take as anti-missile turrets in the future. I want to test another thing. We can mock that up very fast, so I think I will do that off camera, but I want to test if 2 barrels can move independently from each other. That would be the next thing I want to test. If I can set up a turret like this with 2 barrels that fire at enemies, I have to see if that works. Good, let's turn this on just to finish it up, and we will shoot at anything at the moment, and we can test it against pirates again. Okay, let me make a short break, set up the next turret test, and then I will be back with you. So what I have here now is I have one kind of turret body with 2 barrels, with 2 Bobby AIs, kind of, and kind of, with 2 Bobby AIs. And I want to see if I can set them up so that they, don't know, shoot independently from each other, or if that makes problems, because kind of both want to turn the axis down here and Don't know. I want to see if they shoot independently on targets, or if they disturb each other, interrupt each other. But again, what you can see here is again that the turrets automatically kind of are in the same faction as the main ship. Good, let us spawn in one more pirate wave and see what this turret is doing. I will go back into the build block for that so I can move around it and see what is happening here. Good. As you can see, I don't need much. I only need these blocks because damage will be prevented by the shields of the ship. And so I could build turrets that are only made out of the modules and all that stuff. Here again I'm taking a bit of hull to make it nicer, kind of. Good, let's spawn in a wave and see what happens with the turret. I hope that works. That would be neat. Come on. Where are these guys? There they are. Ah, see it. Oh no. Oh no, that does not work. That and now it stopped. Yeah, it seemed that it stopped working now. Okay, that was a failure, but we can see that our small turret is doing work. Not a lot of work because it only does a bit of damage. But it is mainly here to shoot down missiles. This turret does not work. That's too bad. So 2 independently moving barrels are not possible. Good. This is a definitive success. This was a test I wanted to see, but I kind of knew that it wouldn't work. Good people, I hope you liked this, again, bit more experimental prototyping episode. We will soon go back to the Star Squadron server. There are some things happening there that we have to investigate. Some guy, take a look at his videos and you will see what is happening there. Good people, I hope you liked the episode. If you liked it, then please leave a like, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya, guys.